flat. But now we're heading over to our other yard and we're gonna pick up the solid manure wagon. It's a Bunning 230 Lowlander wide body. And we're just gonna service it, put some grease to it, check the oil reservoirs, and get it ready to go here, because the forecast is looking pretty warm and we don't want to waste any time getting manure hauled out of the yard. And we want to get it out before we start seeding, so we got to start on that as early as we possibly can. So we're just gonna go pick it up and bring it back to our main yard. And this is what we're grabbing. We're just gonna make sure there's some air in all the tires. They're all looking pretty good. We should be able to just hook it up and get out of here. Pins in, PTO's hooked up. We got the hydraulics hooked up, and this is for the lights, the signal lights on the trailer here on the wagon. And that should be everything. We just sling the hydraulic hoses and that other electrical line through where the PTO sits, holds them up, keeps them out of range of that PTO, and should be good to go now. We cleaned it off for the first time before we put it in storage last fall, and it looks a heck of a lot nicer now. Usually used to pulling that thing out and it'd just be black instead of green, but I think we'll keep doing that. We got back to the yard, parked it in the shed, and it's milking time now, so we're gonna have a coffee quickly and milk the cows. Then we're gonna pull that manure wagon and the tractor into our heated shop, and it'll be a lot nicer to work on that thing when it's in there with the concrete floor. You won't have to crawl through the mud to grease underneath it, and we'll finish up the work on that thing tonight. But for now, we're gonna get the cows milked. Parlor's all ready to go. I'm milking with Nalene today, and I'm just gonna go grab some cows. Today we had a guy come out. He had to go into that pit over there that runs the flush for the parlor, and they had to sump pump all of the manure out of there so they could walk down there. And it's black, it smells weird, it's something new. And you can see all the cows are curious, they're smelling it. That one cow is jumping over it. Just a different color and a different smell, and they notice it right away. Hey girl. No? Yeah. Right now, when you're bringing the cows up into the parlor, is the best time to kind of scope out a cow that's not doing so well. You can pretty much always tell just by looking at them that they're not doing so well. So we're always trying to keep a really good eye on them when we're bringing them into the parlor. The other way, of course, to see if they're not doing so well is their milk production, which we can see right in the parlor. And if they're, you know, only producing 50% of the milk as they were yesterday or the day before, usually something's wrong. So we're always checking for that as well. So everybody's already up and into the parlor, except for these ladies. These are the comfy beds. They got mats underneath the stand, so it's a little bit squishier. And these girls are always the last ones to get up. They want to stay laying down every minute they possibly can get. They'll take. Come on, girls. Let's go. She's marked blue. We mark their legs blue if they're a slow milker. That way we know to hang them under first in the milking parlor, and hopefully that way it doesn't slow milking down at all. Got it pulled in the shop here. It's actually the next morning now. It was pulled in last night, and it'll be warmer and nicer to work on now. It'll be dry, and so we're gonna go hit it with some grease, and I think that's all we really need to do with it. There's also some net wrap on the back beaters here, just a little bit. We'll try and take that off as well. Grease gun's out of grease, so we're just gonna replace it. We got a fresh tube right here. You can see she's empty there. Just take the cap off of this one. Now we're gonna let this thing back in there, but I'm just gonna leave it kind of out, and then I'll start pumping and then push it the rest of the way in. And this usually gets rid of any air in the lines or in the tube right here. This thing has a ton of grease zerks on it everywhere, on all of the joints and bearings that hold it in place and everything, so gotta hit those all. Now we're gonna make sure that those tires have enough air in there. It looks like 60 PSI is what they got in there, and since those two are at 60 PSI, that's probably what they're supposed to be at. We'll check these two. All right, so they're all at 60 PSI, and that's about what they're supposed to be at, so should be good. This thing's greased, and the tires have enough air in there, and the gearboxes have a good oil in there. We checked the reservoirs, they're good. So this thing should be ready to haul manure as soon as we can get out in those fields. There's still quite a bit of snow out there right now, but it's gonna start melting really quickly here. And as soon as it dries off, we're gonna start hauling those corrals out and any other solid manure around the farm. This 2210 Versatile Genesis here is stanced right out now. The reason why we got the tires so wide on there is so that they're in line with the sprayer for in-crop spraying. But I think it looks pretty sick. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoy, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram @SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.